Hello everyone! I'm super excited to be here with you today again. I was with you yesterday with a different collection, but today I have something new and fun to share with you. My name is Beverly McCullough from Flamingo Toes, and I am thrilled to be able to share with you my very first basics collection with Riley Blake called Dainty Daisy. Dainty Daisy is going to be out in August of this year, and I can't wait to show you all the cool things about it. It's a brand new basic, and if you're not familiar with what a basic is, that just means that it's a collection that isn't temporary in the sense that, you know, how regular fabric collections come and then they sell out after a few months and then they're not available any longer. Well, a basic is more available longer term. So there's usually a simpler design, and it's great for so many things. Basics are great for an entire quilt. As you'll see from the quilts behind me, they make great background fabrics. There's just a ton of different uses for them. And so I'm going to share a little bit about what I'm excited to use Dainty Daisy for, and all the different colors that it's available in, and what the collection looks like. So Dainty Daisy is made up of a very small daisy, and then there's also kind of a little bit of a scattered paint sort of look to it. And I don't mean like multicolor, I just mean like speckles. And the reason I designed Dainty Daisy is because I wanted a print that, or a design, fabrics that I could use for so many things. Mainly if I'm using in a background, I wanted a little bit of something interesting happening there without so busy that it takes away from the fabrics in the quilt. But I also really love to embroider and stitch, and I wanted fabrics that I could stitch on that would, again, have something a little bit interesting on the background, but not take away from the embroidery. And I'm really excited to work with this collection for all those levels, all those reasons. So I'm going to show you my quilts that I designed for this collection, and I'm going to show you the fabrics. I am live today, so if you have questions right now, I'm happy to answer them. I will be able to check and see what you're all saying. Oh, so Jennifer's here. Jennifer is one of our brand new designers. You guys check out her video. She's a rock star. And Rhonda's here. Hi, Rhonda. And Riley Blake says they can't wait for Dainty Daisy. Me too. So Dainty Daisy comes in 12 colors, and I had a very hard time narrowing it down to 12 colors. We would like to expand that palette, so hopefully you guys will love Dainty Daisy and sew with it as well, and then we'll have even more colors and choices to choose from. But let me show you the colors that Dainty Daisy comes in. I'm going to switch my camera here 1 second, and then we're going to, that way you'll have a close-up of those prints and colors. Okay, so again, as I shared in my video yesterday, these pieces are multi-sized because I use them for my projects for market, so I don't have huge pieces of them, but you'll get the gist of the colors and you can see the overall design. So you can see that Dainty Daisy has it, from far away it almost looks like a very sparse polka dot, right? But if you get a little bit closer, and maybe we should look at this pink one instead, you can see the daisy. It's very small and darling, and you can see that it has subtle speckles throughout the fabric, which just really adds a lot of interest and texture to what's going on. You're not going to see them from far away, but from up close you will see that there's kind of different textures with the prints, and alongside those little tiny flowers. So it comes in 12 colors, as I said. This one is a really great yellow. It's kind of a buttery yellow. It's one of my favorite colors right now. I used a color similar to this in my other collection, Daisy Fields, and I'll talk more about that at the end. But I just love this yellow. It's I don't know, it's kind of a perfect yellow. So this is one of the colors. Then this peony pink, which is a nice medium pink. And you can see how cute those daisies stand out against the pink. And this is a light aqua, and maybe on this one you can see those speckles a little bit better. I know we have some lighting happening here, but you can see how this would look in the background of a quilt or even as the blocks of a quilt and have a really fun look to it. This is another one of my favorite colors right now, and it wasn't a color that I really had on my radar, but Riley Blake calls it lipstick, which is pretty perfect, but I think it's a really great coral, kind of a pinky coral. So you can see how sweet those little daisies look against that color. Now we have two very tiny pieces of fabric. So this is a medium green, and it's just one of those great, it'll be so perfect for any flowering blocks you're doing, or if you want to do like this is a background and do some brighter colors as your flowers or base or anything like that. That would be really fun. Then it also comes in a mint color, and again that sunlight might be washing that out, but this is just a really pretty pale green. This is also a really fun color. It's like a deep reddish pink. I believe it's called Jazzberry Jam, which is a very fun name. And this is such a nice bold color. And then for all of your projects where you want to use orange, I have a really great medium orange for you. I can see this being used for all sorts of Halloween projects. I'm super excited, not that you only have to use orange for Halloween, but I like that it's a nice medium orange. So it'll go with a lot of different fabrics. Then in our more neutrals, there's a great medium gray. This will look great with a lot of background, a lot of print fabrics. And then I have two blues because I really love blues and they have a nice difference. So this is a denim color, similar to what I use for my backgrounds and my fabrics in Daisy Fields. And then this is more of a true navy, so it's nice and dark. So you have a choice there with your blues, what will blend with your fabrics the best. And so it'll be both of those. And then I have a really great black. This is called Licorice. It's looking a little light on the computer screen, but it is a really nice dark black color, and those little daisies really pop. So if I put my hands down, that kind of gives you a better idea. For some reason the camera picks up that dark black a little bit better if I have my hands in the screen. So it's a nice deep black, and I'm excited to use that for a background on a quilt as well. I think there's so many print fabrics that will really pop against this black. So you can kind of see in looking at these how far apart the daisies are, and they're really subtle. So it has a nice scattered look. It's not I love dots that are kind of in rows, but this one is definitely more scattered and random, but kind of far apart. So I'm super excited to see what you are going to make with these. Let me tell you about the quilts that I have made and designed for this collection. So these are quilts that you could obviously use with any collection, but I wanted to show you how great they look with the colors of Dainty Daisy, and to kind of show you, sometimes I forget that I can use a basic or a solid for the blocks of a quilt. I just tend to think in the mindset of using prints, more bolder prints like a regular collection, but using something that's a little bit more subtle really allows the blocks to shine, and you can have fun with that. And it also allows your quilting to shine. I don't know if you guys can see from there, but I picked a daisy design to quilt this with, and I love how the quilting stands out against the solid colors. Well, they're not solid, but the more basic colors of the fabrics. So this is a fun, very quick block to make. It's super big. This quilt is called Sunshine and Daisies because I think they look a little bit like suns and a little bit like daisies, and I couldn't decide on the name. And then I have a small version of another quilt that I designed called Morning Meadow, and I'm super excited about this. So it's made up of these great flower blocks, and then the border is pieced just like this with this almost sunset sort of looking in a patchworky feel to the border. So this one I put on Riley Blake linen. If you've been following me for any period of time, you know I'm obsessed with Riley Blake linen. It's so gorgeous. The feel is beautiful, and that natural color, it comes in several colors, but the natural is such a great background for so many different quilts. And I love that it really lets the Dainty Daisy fabrics pop off of that linen. So this will be, the whole quilt will be on the linen fabric. This is just a small wall hanging version of it. So let me show you how they all look on the screen. Oh, no, not that. Let's look at the quilts. So the Sunshine and Daisies is the one that I have made up here, and so that one you can see has like the large flowering sort of block to it with those great black corners to it. It is also going to come in a runner, with a runner pattern that will be included with the pattern, and that one will have 2 different size blocks. So that one's going to be great for all sorts of projects. You can pick your colorways for that one and do light colors for spring. You could do blacks and grays and oranges for Halloween. I mean, there's just so many options on that one for you. So that one will be a really fun one to do. I also designed a small sampler that will be mini quilt size called the Friendship Sampler. And I just think that one would be such a fun one to do with friends. If you divided up who makes which blocks, or if you want to practice your blocks. I mean, there's just a lot of really great things that you can do with that sampler. It would be a fun one to do with a guild or with your local quilt shop as well, because there's just going to be a lot of different blocks and just fun to practice those different skills. And then there's a larger image of the Morning Meadow quilt, and it's, as you can see how it looks on the linen, it's just a fun take with the linen background, really lets those solid or basics fabrics pop. And I love how the corners kind of pixelate out and look a little bit like a sunrise. So you could definitely change up the borders if you wanted to do blues and greens or something like that. I think that would be really beautiful too. So those are the 3 quilts. Those will be out in August. So you can check your local quilt shop for that. Shops, you can order this collection and the patterns from Riley Blake now, and I've linked all those things to in the description of today's video. So I also, just to recap some things that I addressed yesterday, I have 2 new notions coming out this year as well. In June, I have a needle minder storage and display board. This is a really cute board for holding all of your needle minders. It is magnetic and it is a chalkboard, so you can make little notes, you can add all your little needle minders on there when you're not using them, and you can either use it as a stand horizontally or vertically, or you can hang it on the wall. So we tried to give you as many choices as possible, and it has a great vintagey white frame on it, so it's really cute. And then this fall, I have some glamper pins that are coming out. These are similar to the cat head pins that I had came out last year, but these are little aqua campers, and they're so cute. I love sewing with them. I'm also using them with quilting, and I'm using them to attach my backings to my leader cloths, so they're working great for that. So that's just another option for use for you guys. So I'm really so excited about this collection. I can't wait to see what you make with Dainty Daisy. I can't wait to see how you use it. If you want to make up quilts where it's kind of the star of the show like these, if you want to use it as your backgrounds, if you want to use it on your hand or machine embroidery projects, I really hope you love it. I do want to mention I have a book coming out this summer as well. This is called Make It Mini. It is being published by Martingale, but it is all Riley Blake fabrics for the projects. There are 13 small mini quilts in here, and they all have a little touch of embroidery, because if you know me, you know that I love to quilt and I love to embroider. So this is my 2 loves combined together into one project in, well, 13 projects. So it's a really fun book. I can't wait to see what you think of it. It's going to be available for pre-order pretty much everywhere. I believe next week I will post about that for sure, so you can follow me to find out all the details. Shops, you will be able to order this directly from Martingale in about a week, so I would love for you to pick this up. This is going to be a fun project. We're going to do several sew-alongs throughout the next year, with these projects. I am also teaching a project from this book at Garden of Quilts, so you can come take a class with me if you would like. I think that will be so fun. So I'm really excited to show you Dainty Daisy. This has been a dream of mine to have a basic with Riley Blake for years, and it's finally coming true, and I'm so excited about that. So you can check out Dainty Daisy. I have a blog post about it today that's linked in today's video description. I also have a link to the storyboard and the place where you can order if you are a shop straight from Riley Blake, or you can contact your local rep. Either works. And if you have any questions, please feel free to tag me in the comments or reach out to your rep from Riley Blake or customer service, and they'll be happy to help you out. Again, Dainty Daisy comes out in August of this year, as well as the other collection that I shared yesterday called Daisy Fields, which is a regular collection full of florals and bees, really fun prints. And I have that video also linked in the description of today's video, so you can go back and forth and maybe pick them all up for your shop. I hope you guys love this collection. I can't wait to see. Again, all the patterns and fabrics will be out in August. All the info is on the blog, and all of that is linked in the video description. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you soon with more fabrics.